Viofo A129 Plus Duo promises true 2K 60 FPS front plus 1080p 30 FPS rear with SDARVIS night vision, HDR, GPS, and smart parking protection. Either we have finally reached affordable dual-channel clarity that actually holds up on real roads, or this is another spec sheet trap that looks great until your footage is unusable when it matters. On paper, it sounds stacked. 140-degree lenses, built-in Wi-Fi, 3 parking modes, optional Bluetooth remote, support up to 256 GB. But here is the thing. Specs do not tell you how it behaves at night, in heat, or when you need a plate number. I installed it in 2 cars and daily drove it across city and highway for 3 weeks. I have put the direct link to check current pricing in the description, but before you click anything, let me show you what I discovered after 3 weeks of testing. The A129 Plus Duo claims to deliver premium dual-channel coverage without the premium price. The marketing promises are clear. Crisp 2560x1440 at 60 FPS up front and 1080p 30 FPS in back for plate capture. SDRVIS sensors with HDR for super night vision. Built-in Wi-Fi and GPS with speed and location stamped on footage. 3 parking modes that protect your car while you sleep. Sounds criminally generous for around $135.99. Right. Pretty bold claims for a dual cam under $150, but here is where things get interesting. Reality check. They claim 2K 60 up front. What you actually get is smooth, detailed daytime footage that makes reading plates at speed more realistic than at 30 FPS, but not foolproof. Here is why motion blur and distance are still physics. At 60 FPS, the camera disables HDR, so dynamic range drops. In bright sun or at night with high contrast, signage and plates can blow out without careful exposure. They claim super night vision. What you actually get is very respectable low-light performance for the class, better than many 1080p cams thanks to SDARVIS and decent tuning. But let us be real. At night, headlight glare and reflective plates remain tricky. Slowing the front to 2K 30 and enabling HDR helps with blown highlights, but you will trade motion smoothness. The rear 1080p sensor is fine, yet under streetlights it can underexpose, so plate capture from the rear at speed is hit or miss. They claim 140-degree wide angles with no distortion. Reality. The coverage is excellent without fisheye extremes, but edges soften a bit, which is normal for this price. You still cover both lanes and sidewalks in most sedans, so situational context is strong. They claim built-in Wi-Fi and easy app control. What you actually get is a functional app that lets you preview, tweak settings, and pull clips, but big files move slowly and 2K 60 files are hefty. Here is the math. Combined bitrates hover roughly in the mid-30s Mbps range, so a 1-minute lock can be 250 to 300 MB. Over Wi-Fi, that is waiting territory. Pull the card for serious exports. They claim GPS speed and location logging. Reality, it works, quickly syncs time and overlays speed. Accuracy in my runs was within a couple mph compared to the cluster. You can embed or keep a GPS track for the viewer. They claim 3 parking modes. What you actually get is solid flexibility. With a catch, you need the HK3 hardwire kit. Auto event detection records bumps in motion, but placement and sensitivity tuning matter or you will get too many trivial clips. Low bitrate mode is the best coverage set and forget, while time-lapse keeps context with smaller files. The plot twist: in summer heat, the camera will thermal protect and pause parking recording sooner than you expect if your cabin cooks. Supercapacitors survive heat better than batteries, but they do not defy thermodynamics. Here is where things get interesting on reliability. The A129 Plus uses a supercapacitor design and an adhesive wedge mount. That means better heat tolerance and no swollen batteries, and the mount stays locked. Some users report radio interference with DAB or weak FM when power cables run alongside antenna lines. Ferrite cores or rerouting the cable usually fixes it. Video quality. Daytime front at 2K 60 is genuinely sharp with smooth motion. Street signs remain readable longer, and plate capture on passing cars is improved over 30 FPS. Night improves when you drop to 2K 30 with HDR. You get better highlight control and cleaner shadows. Rear camera is decent day and acceptable night, but do not expect miracles through tinted glass. With the optional CPL filter, windshield reflections drop noticeably in daylight, but you lose a bit of light at night. Parking mode. Auto event is convenient but can spam your card if you set G-sensor too high. Low bitrate is my go-to for actual coverage. With a 128 GB high-endurance card, expect roughly 7 to 8 hours of dual-channel driving footage at performance settings before looping, and double that with 256 GB. For street parking under constant motion, time-lapse keeps the story without filling the card in an afternoon. Build and heat. The shell feels sturdy, the buttons are tactile, and the quick-release GPS mount is practical. It survived a 95F day, parked cabin well over 120F without shutdown while driving. Do use a high-endurance microSD. Cheap cards will corrupt and blame the camera, app, and GPS. Menu structure is old school but logical. Live preview has latency, that is normal. GPS stamping is clear and speed can be toggled. Wi-Fi transfers are fine for short clips. For insurance-grade evidence, yank the card. What nobody tells you, running 2K 60 front plus rear cranks file sizes, so if you constantly lock clips with the Bluetooth remote or high G-sensor, the protected folder eats space fast and the loop stalls. Set G-sensor to low or off while driving and use the remote only when truly needed. Recommendation: recommended with realistic expectations. For about 135.99 and a 4.2 star consensus, the A129 Plus Duo hits a sweet spot. Reliable dual-channel coverage, smooth 2K 60 front, usable night footage, and legit parking options if you hardwire. Pros: sharp daytime, supercapacitor durability, flexible parking, GPS. Cons: HDR disabled at 60 FPS, rear night detail is limited, Wi-Fi is slow for big pulls, heat can curb parking runtime. If you want true 4K front or best-in-class night plates, step up to a pricier model. If you want dependable evidence without breaking the bank, this is a strong buy. Stay sharp and drive protected. Thanks for watching. If this review saved you from wasting money or helped you find something actually worth buying, I have put the link to check current pricing and read more reviews in the description. And hey, if you do decide to buy through my link, it helps fund these investigations without costing you extra. Drop your questions below, tell me what dashcam you want tested next, and watch for my upcoming side-by-side of this versus the A139 Pro 4K front. Catch you in the next one. Stay savvy, not sorry.